Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch are DQ'd after finishing first and second in Sunday's Cup race. TJ.
I mean, if they don't have legal cars, I'm fine with this is the first time we've had somebody get DQ'd this quick, right?
A winner, yeah.
Yeah, a winner. So
in my lifetime, we've never had a winner DQ'd.
Yeah, I think it's been like 60 years or something.
Spot on for that because we've
it was
always
1960. I think that's the stat I saw.
We don't like it's big news, and if you don't pass, I wish it was a little earlier because the other guy's probably on the plane already home, figures out he's won the race now, but spot on for handling it quick. So I don't know how deep you want to.
Me and TJ were on this show 5 years ago, and we were screaming about guys winning races and being illegal, and NASCAR finding them 10 grand and taking away 10 points, but they got the trophy, they kissed the girl. We were jumping up and down here screaming, going, you cannot let illegal guys win in today's world because there's so many ways to cheat. And obviously, the NASCAR officials found something after the race underneath the wrap of the race car that they didn't like.
Yes. So for me, this precedent was set at the beginning of the year when you modify parts of the car for an advantage.
Which your driver's team was accused of doing.
Which we were accused of doing. Just in my opinion, this precedent was set in the beginning of the year. So I'm interested in seeing what happens this week.
And what did they hit you with when you did that?
Well, they didn't hit me with anything. But
what did they hit your team with? 100 points?
Suspensions, 100 points, 100 grand. Was it 100 grand?
I know it was 100 points. I don't remember.
I think it was 100 grand.
I think it was too. Do you think, first of all, in 1960, I was minus 15 years old. That's a long time not to kick anybody out for a win.
That is very
They
long
didn't
time.
just disqualify first place. They also disqualified second place.
Yeah.
Do you think that they should fine and uphold the same penalties with Denny and Kyle that they did with you?
I mean, if they're modifying parts of the car for an advantage, is what they said. We were fixing a part that we didn't have any more to put on. And from what I've read, he said it was an added part for an aero advantage, right? That's what I.
It was
a material.
It was
a piece of tape.
It was material.
Added material for an advantage somewhere. Was it tape or what was it?
It was tape.
Not a lot of material you can add under a wrap.
No.
Well, like
but you could add Bondo. You could add stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was it Bondo
here's what the teams do. Like these teams have sharp edges on their car, let's call it, and the more you can soften that edge on the body, the better the air flows over that certain part of the body. And essentially, I mean, not going into too much detail, they essentially got disqualified for a 3-inch piece of tape on the nose yesterday under the wrap.
3-inch thick or
no,
3
inches long. I mean, it's the thickness. It's heavy tape. They call it helicopter tape. It's a heavier duty tape. But we've seen people say, "Oh, I can't believe they didn't catch up before the race." Well, they're not tearing wraps off before the race.
You're not going to do that.
So that's why it wasn't seen beforehand. They've been going at the noses of these cars. The last couple weeks, I heard they were really heavily inspecting chases recently. And listen, and this is how small it was. I would venture to say it was on the 20 car last week, but it's such a small detail that it was probably overlooked, and it's little details like that it make a big difference. Maybe listen. It's whatever they did it for a reason, and
that company's not dumb.
Yeah,
I just hate to know that we're in an era where when the race is over, you essentially need to freaking peel the entire wrap off the car. Because if we can cheat under a wrap.
Well, I think what a lot of
holy cow.
We've seen this. This is nothing new. We've seen teams do this with the wrap. You know what I mean? Like
layer it.
You layer the wrap heavier than it is, so you soften those edges up here and there. Now, what's interesting for me is I don't know if they do, like, essentially what they're trying to do is take some of the contour out of these curves on the front of the nose. If they do it with just a heavier wrap, is that legal? Because the reason why they're getting disqualified, it sounds like, is because they added a piece of quote unquote material to the nose, which is this piece of tape that they got on there. That's obviously illegal. It's right. It's pretty black and white rules. You can't, add material to the nose or modify it. But I mean, if they did the same thing essentially with wrap, is that illegal?
Now you're inventing the need to inspect the wrap.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
Like, are we seriously going down this road?
I mean, oh yeah. I mean,
Well, how do you?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Are we seriously going to inspect the wrap on
But
every
it's
race
true.
car?
I mean, there's a wrap vendor outside right now wrapping
TDS.
some cars. Yeah,
TDS is right out
and
here.
some have it in house. The
Wrap
people
vendor.
who vendor. I mean, it's
A
true. It's an
vendor.
outside vendor. And some have it in house. So like, how do you know? You have no way of knowing. But I did see a lot of people tweeting like they should have figured this out before the race. I don't think that NASCAR should have to really take off the wrap of a car to decide if it's legal or not.
I hate that Denny Hamlin lost the race because he drove his butt off.
Right.
He was running Ross Chastain down before that caution came out. That caution grouped them together. He didn't give Ross Chastain an inch, and he won the race.
It was a good race.
It was a great freaking race. I hate that he got the win taken away, but you cannot. This is why I give NASCAR credit. How many times in y'all's career have you heard, we won, they told us don't bring this back?
oh,
They found this in tech and they told us they don't like this, don't bring this back again, and tell all your buddies to. How many times have y'all heard that?
oh.
Yesterday,
numerous.
they didn't say that. They said, you get out of here. You're not keeping this trophy. You're not keeping this win.
It must
We've
have been
never
bigger
seen
than,
that.
Must be a bigger. It must be a pretty big deal what they were. What
NASCAR
it was.
does not like the rear camber we brought, guys. We can't do this again. They just told us that in the tech shed. We're keeping our win. They're not going to fine us. They're not going to do anything to us. We're going home. But we're not doing this anymore. Yesterday, they didn't do that.
I mean, you've seen them cracking down this week. They cracked down on the 43 and the 42 for something very
Rocker
similar.
box.
A rocker box, the way that's blocked off.
I don't know Brad, the new Jay Fabian guy. I don't know him. But what he did this weekend in Pocono was he made some pretty big statements. Don't bring stuff to the racetrack I don't like or I'll kick you out.
I mean, there was a pretty big statement made at the beginning of the year too. Just saying.
I like this Brad guy.
There's a fly on TJ's brim.
I mean, it's been there like pretty much
I've
the
seen it.
entire show.
I've seen it flying around here, literally flying.
It's actually NASCAR. They spy fly.
yeah.
They're listening to what y'all are saying.
I forgot who I was talking to at NASCAR, but they
Oh, you
listened to
did?
the,
They love us.
they listened to the show and they're like, one of these days we are going to be a guest on your show. And
Come on.
Come on.
Open door.
Open door
Yeah, we
policy.
got to give you the gate code
we,
now.
We had some
Freddie's
ideas on
credit card
some
pin, actually.
Yeah, my
some
Smash credit
gifts
card
to
pin.
bring as well. So maybe it's Brad. Maybe he's the new guest.
That'd be fun.
I know you want to sell your home. Do it with our friends at OfferPad. Go get a cash offer right now at OfferPad.com.